DeFazio, and members of the subcommittee, thank you for providing me with the opportunity to testify on behalf of the American Trucking Association. And a special thanks to Congresswoman Davids for the intro and also for the representation in Kansas, where we have 1,200 employees and 6 specific operations. I am CEO of YRC Worldwide, one of the nation's largest trucking companies. We have 380 terminals nationwide and employ 31,000 non-union and union people across the country. Each year, we transport 20 million shipments with our 14,000 tractors and 45,000 trailers. Given that this is a National Truck Driving Appreciation Week, I would also like to offer a special thanks to our professional drivers and all truck drivers who work hard to deliver 71% of America's freight. While the trucking industry is willing to pay its fair share for infrastructure improvement, we believe that tolls are not the right solution, and in fact can be very harmful to our industry, our customers, and ultimately to all consumers. ATA does not oppose toll financing of new interstate highway lanes, nor do we oppose the conversion of HOV lanes to hot lanes. Our concern is with the tolling of existing general-purpose interstate highways. Tolling has very high collection costs relative to other highway user fees. A recent study found that converting all interstates into toll roads would cost more than $55 billion. While the cost of collection has come down with the introduction of transponders, costs can still exceed 10%. On some major toll facilities, these costs are much higher. On the Ohio Turnpike, for example, 19 cents out of every dollar is spent collecting tolls, while the Pennsylvania Turnpike's collection costs exceed 20%. Contrast this with the 0.2% cost of collecting federal fuel taxes. Of the $37 billion in federal fuel tax revenue collected in 2017, just $75 million went to collection. Compare this with the Pennsylvania Turnpike, which in 2016 spent more than $212 million to collect just over $1 billion. Clearly, the waste that goes into collecting a toll is simply unacceptable when far more efficient alternatives are available. Our user fees should be allocated to build roads and bridges, not to pay excessive toll road administrative fees, especially at a time when the American Society of Civil Engineers gives our roads a D grade and our bridges a grade of C+. Another significant problem is diversion of traffic to alternative routes. These routes are likely to be less safe and not as well constructed as the tolled highway. It is often claimed that one advantage of tolls is that it's a true user fee. Motorists pay to use the facility and the tolls cover the cost. In practice, this is not always the reality. In most cases, federal law allows states to shift excess tolling revenue to any Title 23 eligible purpose. This results in toll payers bankrolling projects that they may not benefit from. In addition, because the vast majority of roads can't support tolls, a small minority of motorists can be saddled with the subsidization of a state's surface transportation system, regardless of whether the toll payers benefit. Furthermore, states often look for opportunities to target motorists with little political power, such as non-state residents, particularly trucks engaged in interstate commerce. Several states and cities are exploring the use of congestion pricing to manage traffic congestion. This might be an effective tool for car drivers. However, since it's the customer who determines pickup and delivery times, often with penalties for late deliveries, pricing is not an effective tool for influencing truck travel choices. Today's e-commerce-driven supply chain sets the timeline in motion, and it will not be influenced by tolling. Therefore, pricing has very little impact on congestion caused by trucks. While ATA flatly opposes tolls on existing interstates and would prefer the elimination of all related federal tolling authority, we recognize that there is an interest in allowing tolls for certain purposes, specifically for very expensive bridge and tunnel projects and congestion management. ATA has recommended several changes to federal tolling law that will protect the public from the types of abuses I have described while still allowing tolls to be used under some circumstances. For example, states should be required to disclose the likely impacts of toll diversion on safety, congestion, and air quality. In addition, toll rate discrimination based on vehicle class or state of residence should be outlawed, and toll payers should not be forced to subsidize projects they don't benefit from. Finally, it is important to note that tolls will not solve the most important challenge facing this subcommittee, the impending bankruptcy of the Highway Trust Fund. Failure to address the shortfall will continue to induce states to consider bad options like tolls. ATA and nearly every organization that cares about surface transportation efficiency has proposed an increase in the fuel tax to address these needs, and we urge your support. Thank you again for this opportunity. I look forward to your questions.